Welcome, welcome, travelers and tale seekers, to the tavern, where we gather around the digital hearth to share secrets, unravel mysteries, and dive deep into the realms of imagination. Pull up a chair and grab a tankard of your favorite brew, and get ready for a journey through the lands of anime, manga, literature, and truly all of your beloved tales. But here in the tavern, secrets aren't just whispers in the night. They're the heart of our merry gathering. They transform you from a mere spectator into a sage of stories and a master of lore. So let your worries fade, your curiosity reign, and your laughter fill the air as we embark on an adventure filled with camaraderie, discovery, and of course, all the tales you can handle. Because in the Tavern of Tales, we don't just talk about our favorite media, we truly live and breathe them. Join me and your beloved co-host for another adventure into tales and media. Welcome to the Bard's Tavern Talk. Hey. So today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to do what I like to call a bits and pieces episode, where we kind of just chop it up about a specific topic. And today is going to be well reimagined video games. And I don't mean that they have to be completely changed. Our topic is just broad in the terms of older games that have either lasted through the years. And I really want to start with one that I actually have a deep love for, called Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse was an old arcade game.
NES game, right?
No. Oh, I mean, MAME game. That was all she ever was. And I believe later on we had different iterations of the game that came out. Maybe for NES. In fact, that's something I could hit the scrolls and find out.
Yeah, it was published by NEC. It was on Sega, Namco, and NEC Corporation published it. It was developed by Namco, Bottle Rocket Entertainment, B&E Entertainment, Bandai Namco Holdings. Because I'm a nerd, and I know these things off the top of my head.
Right.
Let's see.
So, to give you an idea of the story, you have your player's name is Rick. You're a parapsychology college major, and you go to West Mansion with your girlfriend or to save your girlfriend, depending on which one you're playing. And you get killed, and you are resurrected by something called the Terror Mask, which gives you the ability to regenerate limbs and ridiculous muscles, giant epic power, and you kind of roll through looking like Jason. And it's a side scroller, kill 'em all, beat 'em up game. It's fun. But my favorite of all these, and the one that got me into the entire series, was one that came out, if I'm not mistaken, I think it came out for Wii. It might have come out for everything, but the Terror Mask was voiced. You know, it was completely redone. You had these little areas in the game where you would turn and fight a horde of zombies or a horde of monsters or whatever the hell kind of crazy shit they wanted to throw at you, but you fought this massive amount of them, and you got to do cool combos, and it was all gore heavy, but it was funny. Like it was very funny. The lines that they would give each other were the best. But I want to talk about the voice actor, because he was on another show. I think you'll remember.
Which is...
I need you to pull up your scrolls and look up Jim Cummings. Oh my God, I didn't know that Tom Kenny was Dog. Tom Kenny is SpongeBob, in case you don't know.
You're talking about the guy that did Darkwing Duck, Taz, Pete, Shocker,
and Cat from Cat Dog. The voice of the Terror Mask is Cat cussing constantly. Wow, I can't believe that Billy West was also a cat. You know what? Let's talk about Cat Dog for a quick second. There's a lot of big time people in Cat Dog.
Oh yeah.
Tommy, Carlos. I'm gonna butcher his last name, but I know him from a lot of stuff. It's Alazaruki. Anyway, Jim Cummings and Billy West. But yeah, so it was pretty good, and it's really worth the play. I don't care how old it gets; they're all pretty good.
Stuff like that, like those older style games are classics, but they don't hold up as well as like they used to in some regard. Like I've come to find out that like nostalgia is definitely nostalgic for a reason, because like I just got Disgaea 2 on Steam.
Nice.
For like $4, which as of the recording on today, on the Sunday, which would be the 5th, as of this recording, that Steam sale is still going on, and like Disgaea is on sale for like $4 on Steam right now.
Also, as of this recording, we want to issue an apology for our inconsistent release schedule. That will be going back to a regular consistency very, very soon.
We've been having a lot of technical problems.
Right. I decided I was going to upgrade my PC, and we're still waiting on parts. The upgrade did not go well.
Well, the upgrade didn't go well at all.
No, I've never seen something go quite so south quite so fast.
Yeah, that's fun.
Remember, kids, leave your highly technical things to your highly technical professionals. Even we screw it up.
And I do this for a living. I am a trained professional.
For a show about two guys in a fantasy world where there isn't any technology, both of us have history in the IT field. One of them is currently suffering through the field.
Oh, slogging it.
If we could go into all the stupid things we've done for work.
Going back to the Disgaea and the nostalgia factor. Now, this is a game that when it was on PlayStation 2, I literally put like 2,000 plus hours into. And now that I'm playing it again, it is not as much fun playing it a second time after you've put in 2,000 hours. Well, it's okay. So Disgaea itself, you can do it's a turn-based tactics RPG, and you can just do outlandish stuff. Like you can attack an enemy for 1 million damage. You can
that is
take a character. It gets bad. You can soft lock the game from doing too much damage at once.
That's funny.
But like you can have a character that has a max level of 9,999, and then if you want their stats to be bigger than that, you can reincarnate them 9,999 times, which means they start back all the way at level 1 with a bunch of bonus stats that they got from being at the level that they got when they were at level 9,999. So they're not quite at that power, but imagine doing that 9,999 times to level 9,999.
That's insane.
There's enemies in this game where the hit points out of hit points, like it goes outside of the stat block that it shows you. Like
does it literally print it outside the corners of the stat block?
It'll go across the entire screen.
That's awesome.
It's
there's a Super Nintendo Gundam game that you could do that with. I don't remember the name of it, but you could they had stat blocks for all the pilots, and you could break it and shoot that number all the way to the edge of the screen.
That's the funny thing, is this is inherently in the game. Like, this is a thing that they were like, no, we're gonna not take ourselves seriously. Like, if you do 1 million damage to an enemy, and 1 million damage is not the most damage you can do. If you do 1 million damage, it literally just says 1M.
That's awesome.
Like, if you do anything within 1 to 2 million damage, it just says 1M.
You ever see those phone games where you can do ridiculous amounts of damage? I don't know. A lot of tap games are really bad about it, where you're like, you keep multiplying, and after a while, your numbers look like 149C49BM9 or what, some crazy shit.
Oh, like the string wrapped around.
Yeah, it's fucking. It blows my mind.
Speaking of a game that holds its weight, that's a retro game, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
You sing this fucking game's praises all the time. We talk about this game all the time.
It's such a good game.
I mean, it's not a bad game, but I feel like this is a nostalgia point for you. Like, just like Chrono Trigger is for me. Because you know Chrono Trigger is like my soft spot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, and by no means am I going to tell you that this game holds up to time. But if you want a really good game to play where your story is the most important part of the game to you, you should definitely check this out. By no means is it like, it's not a visual novel. I mean, you have quite a bit of gameplay and there's quite a bit of tactic knowledge you're going to need too, but the story is really rich. But it's something I love. I don't think it lives.
The gameplay was solid. Like, it's a timeless game, and they did a lot of groundbreaking shit in that game.
That game has got, and I talk about it all the time, that game was the very first game to give you simultaneous action. You were doing something and another NPC was doing something on the other side of the planet or on another timeline, and it affected you. You affected it, but not at no point were you required to interact with it. It's still going to happen no matter what.
Which I
GTA is a big user. I'm sorry, GTA is a big user of that today. So if you play Grand Theft Auto and you're doing stuff and other characters are doing stuff, that is a luxury you enjoy because of Chrono Trigger. Yeah, because Chrono Trigger existed. Now there are other games that came out after that did it as well. But Chrono Trigger really did a good job of portraying what that type of mechanic is capable of doing.
Oh, yeah. And it's so simple, too. If you probably look at the code, it's probably just timestamps.
That's all it is.
It's probably just timestamps on the system clock.
It's not even just that. Like, if you start an action, because there's a lot of time travel involved, if you start an action in the past and then don't pay any attention to it until the far future, that one item that you ignore is going to be something bigger on the other side, but you lose the ability to use one room. You know, or like when you're dealing with Meliquar, the guy that makes your weapon, while you're handling shit, Meliquar's out there handling shit too. You could be done and ready and waiting on Meliquar, and then he'll just walk in. There's an opportunity to beat him back to his house.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. That blew my mind. So like, when you start things, other people start things too. So let's say you take an action that affects 4 people and you separate. Well, those people really have shit to do, and they're gonna go do their shit. And then when they're done, they're gonna meet up with you.
Man, I need to watch like a 100% playthrough of that game.
Or I'm just saying, we could do a playthrough of that game.
I bet you could.
I mean, I know that game like the back of my hand.
That is a long-winded game, though. That is like 40 hours plus on an original playthrough, much less New Game Plus.
I don't want to hear you tell me about long-winded playthroughs. What game series did you get me stuck on? Well, there's 2, but what long-winded one would I look at you and give you the finger? I don't know. You might get this wrong.
SMT?
No, I knew you were going to say SMT as soon as I was like, wait, you're going to get this wrong. No. What long-winded game do we love? Fucking Monster Hunter.
Oh God.
Man, those text bubbles are fucking like 9 pages long.
And half of it's pointless.
Half of it's posturing, half of it's stuff you already know that you would not have been able to get to where you are if you didn't know.
And the other half is comedy.
Oh, I love it.
The game just does not take itself seriously. They're trying so hard to take it seriously in this new one, and I'm like, nah.
Are you talking about Rise?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love Rise.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a good. It's just, it doesn't have that Monster Hunter goofiness to it.
Well, I still have like all of my old Monster Hunter. I still have World.
Same here. I explored. And I emulate all the PlayStation portable versions.
Legally, we do this legally.
Oh no, I actually own a copy of the game. I just emulate it because I don't run a PSP.
And this is legally done. We do this legally. We just don't open our collectibles.
Oh yeah.
Well, we don't open some of our collectibles. I open my pop figures.
Right.
Oh, wait. I feel the hate mail coming. I feel the hate.
Oh yeah.
You do what?
I am harshly criticizing Ocarina of Time on the internet. I'm gonna get crucified.
I'm gonna get crucified.
Thank you, Aaron Hansen, for giving us sequelitis. God, I wish you would do another one.
Please go back to sequelitis.
Those were good games too. Mega Man and the Mega Man X series.
I was gonna get into Mega Man too.
They still hold up. Those games still hold up.
Mega Man is the perfect game because I've learned because of the wonderment of sequelitis just how flawless the opening of that game is.
Oh, you're talking about Mega Man X?
Oh yeah, well most Mega Man's open that way, almost that same way.
Where it trains you and teaches you how to play the game through playing the game.
Right. Just by operating the game, you understand how things work, and then it transposes directly into gameplay. That is how you fucking teach somebody how to play a game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I was looking at like speedruns of like the older Mega Man, the original Mega Man series, and if you pay attention, the difficulty for each course will increase. Like it teaches you how to do it in a controlled environment. And then it ups the difficulty the next time you have to do it. And then it ups the difficulty even more the next time you have to do it. So it progressively gets harder. But it's not... The Mega Man games are not unfair games. They're ridiculously hard.
They can be hard. I don't even think they're ridiculously hard. You want to talk about ridiculously hard? Let's talk about Turtles in Time.
Okay. Which, speaking of... I saw some asshole at the con selling that shit for $300.
You were jealous, that's why.
No, I still have my copy, but I am not spending $300 on Turtles in Time.
I watched somebody spend several $100 on a copy of Earthbound, and he wasn't even sure if it was real. Like, I bought a Superboy at the con. I got a Superboy. By the way, Thrift Poppy on Instagram. Go check them out. These guys are awesome. There's pictures on the gram of us meeting them. I love these people. They were great.
Oh, they were awesome.
But yeah, there is. I brought him my Superboy. I was like, "Here, you want to go ahead and try it out?" He's like, "Yeah. Let me see." So he pulls it out and he plugs it in. He's like, "Oh, thank God, it actually comes up." I was waiting on it to say something Bass Fisher, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I've been so mad."
Oh, you're talking about that copy of Chrono Trigger?
No,
copy of Earthbound.
Yeah, he thought it was going to be some kind of fishing game.
You know, that's the first time I've ever actually seen a copy of Earthbound.
Yeah, I've never seen a hard copy of Earthbound ever in my life.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare game. Like,
I'll give it to him. That was a pretty good purchase.
Oh yeah, he's gonna make a mint off of that.
Speaking of which, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, we just recently went to a place in Shriver, Louisiana called Louisiana Retro Con. We had a blast. It was pretty fun. Unfortunately, we were in a spot where not everybody was able to see us, but I made the best of the situation. I went out there and I hustled up, and people were real nice. And I think we'll definitely be attending the next one. I don't know if we'll get a table at the next one, but we'll definitely be in attendance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
I think we should probably get in again and try and get that media table like we did.
I need a
think
camera.
We should hustle.
I do think we should hustle. I think we had a lot of fun there. We had a lot of opportunities. We were just in a rough spot. I think I need to get a camera and do some live streams while I'm there and just stick it to my chest and run around and talk to people.
Bro, that would be an awesome idea.
Because I like to run around and talk to people. I bought special clothes for that con. I was decked out, man.
So, are we going to EtchyCon this year?
I think we are. I'm waiting on a response. I would be very excited to go. We applied already. We'll see what they say. But if they're not going to let us go as a media table, then we are going to go as patrons, and we're going to pass out cards. So I think we're going to be there no matter what. It's too close to just not go.
Oh yeah, for sure. Plus,
and
boobies.
Boobies.
Boobies. You know it's a hentai con, right?
Yes, I do. I know. You didn't have to clarify. It's okay. I am that kind of deviant, so it's all good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
So I have an interesting hook here, and we're going to use this hook to go back
check out the
and
hook
talk
while
about.
The DJ revolves it.
That's the guy.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're going to go back and talk about Thrift Poppy again. I want everybody to take their 5 seconds, go to their scrolls, and go check out Thrift Poppy, THRIFTPAPI. Super easy to find. Really, really personable guy. He is all about having happy customers. So you guys go check that out. Also,
that guy was awesome.
He was very awesome.
Whoa.
So, yeah, you hear the goblins in the background?
A little bit.
All right, so next I want to talk about another video game. I want to talk about this game that's going to turn into a really old poem that's going to turn into a fairly recent book. So, has anyone played Dante's Inferno? I loved the shit out of that game. It was a really good demon destroyer game based on an ancient poem. So, if you ever read Dante's Inferno, there's a guy recently that we met who is a
very loosely based, though, wasn't it?
No, it's supposed to be an accompaniment.
Oh.
He was a Bram Stoker award finalist, and he is a writer for the October Nights Press. I'm talking about Mark Ciano, and he wrote a book called Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
Inferno is meant to be read with the Dante's Inferno poem. It's a novelization.
I was going to say, I thought it was called The Divine Comedy.
No, The Divine Comedy is something else.
Oh.
No, you're ancient lit. What is wrong with you?
Everything.
So anyway, I've started this book, and it is amazing. I don't usually enjoy things to this caliber when it's like an offshoot of something else, but after looking it up a little bit and reading a little bit of it, I immediately got a copy while we were at that con, and I've invited him to come and talk to us on the show.
Nice.
And we're gonna drag this man along all of our ridiculous jaunts here and
hijinks.
I have a feeling that he'll be happy to be a normal part of the show. He's a very excited guy. He's a very likable guy. I enjoy talking to him. So Mr. Mark C will be joining us probably in the next 2 or 3 episodes.
Nice.
So I'm going to pick some really good literary topics or some stories that are worth getting into like that. There's a lot of literary topics I like that I've been sitting on for a while. So hopefully we'll bring in the brainy crowd. Brainier crowd. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to insult anybody. But we're all gamers. Nobody wants to immediately assume that we're all like super smart.
Yeah. That comes with responsibility.
Yeah. You have to go. You have to go out and work for that part.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to talk about Vox Machina.
Man, that show is fucking awesome.
Oh my god, dude! I fucking love that show. Did you know there's a whole channel on Spotify to listen to Scanlan's songs?
What?
Yeah, it's great, dude.
No.
Yeah.
You lie.
No, I swear. I found it because I was like, man, I'd sit there and listen to Scanlan just sing. So
what's it under?
Scanlan songs.
Scanlan songs.
Pull my beads of love. Scanlan's love song. I absolutely love this. Sam Riegel, Mr. Fantastic. That is who to credit for that song. That is Scanlan's love song. It is part of the soundtrack, and it makes me so happy.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Isn't it? Also, if you guys are podcast listeners, we recently met Christina Ricci. She is possibly the sweetest person that I've ever met that's been famous. But she is in a podcast where she plays Harley Quinn. It is a drama. It's kind of told as if it was an old radio show. I don't know. It's hard to describe. There's a name for these, and it's awesome, but it's created by Eli Horowitz, and it was produced by Realm in association with Blue Ribbon Content and DC for Spotify Studios, and it's called Harley Quinn and the Joker Sound Mind, and it starts with her already working at Arkham, and she meets Joker, and the guy that plays the Joker is awesome. Like, let's see, who is it? Let me Billy Magnuson. That's the guy that plays the Joker, and
you can say, why does that sound familiar?
Justin Hartley plays Bruce Wayne. I didn't know there was going to be a Bruce Wayne. I just kind of spoilered myself. But yeah, Harley is played by Christina Ricci, which was really cool. I was like, hey, I just saw you somewhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew who Christina Ricci was, but for some reason could not brain it. Like, the brain was not willing to work with me.
No mind engaged.
No, yeah, the gears were not turning. Like, so back to this Vox Machina show.
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on this whole like little tangent about that, but it was really cool to run into that. Vox Machina, for those of you who have not been watching, it is a retelling of Critical Role's first session or first
campaign. And it's really funny.
Oh my god, it's funny. Scanlan is a bard, so of course, I have to relate to my fellow bard.
Kindred spirit.
kindred spirit and all. Uh, he's a horny. I mean, he's a bard. It's exactly what you would expect as a bard. Don't look at me like that.
Why does everybody get the horny bard stereotype, though?
Because that's what bards do. We literally okay. Do you know what my job is as a bard?
To sing.
To give you bardic inspiration. And if me inspiring you does it, I mean, think about the easiest inspiration a bard can give.
It's usually magic.
No, it's usually probably going to be the inspiration of a wet vagina. You get used to doing that. That's what you master first. Then you start trying magic and shit. Usually they just give you a loot.
You know,
how many loots I have?
You know, you don't have to be a musician for you to be a bard.
Yeah, I actually did know that.
Yeah, it's whatever craft that they enlighten themselves in. That's my little tidbit on D&D knowledge for the day.
The characters of Vox Machina are Keyleth, who is a wind Atronoth. Nope, I used the wrong word. We're gonna leave it because I don't remember what she is. Her name is Keyleth. She does wood stuff. Then you have Vixalia and Vaxildan.
Yep.
They're elven twins.
Yep.
That were kind of thrown out of their childhood homes. You have Scanlan Shorthalt, who is a bard, who is my friend.
He is a gnome bard.
He's a gnome bard. Then you have Pike Trickfoot, who is their tiny paladin. Grog Strongjaw. I love Grog. I love Grog. Grog and Trixie know each other like they go way back, to the point that Pike's great grandfather knows who Grog is by name.
Have you seen the new episodes?
Yeah. I'm not trying to spoil too much since
they're
still coming out right now.
I'm gonna ruin this. I don't give a shit. And
Grog losing all his muscles?
No, Grog gaining the beard.
Oh yes! Oh, the beard belt's the fucking. Oh my god! Oh, as soon as he put the beard belt on and the beard grew, and I was like, yes, we are represented.
I've got a beard. I've got a beard.
I've got a beard. He goes, I don't see how that's. I got a beard. Oh, that made me so happy.
That's so awesome. Apparently, he gets bit in the nuts by wolves at some point too, according to the trailer. Yeah. And I'm waiting to see that.
Seen it? It already happened.
Huh?
It already happened. It was during the musical thing.
I haven't seen that episode yet.
It was during the musical thing. You'll see when they're going through the woods. Okay. I'll Make My Way is the name of the song.
So
I think
it follows campaign 1. Like the show follows campaign 1 all the way to the Briarwoods at what is it? White Gate?
Whitestone.
Yeah. And
okay, but that's only the first season. And then the end of the first season releases like
the dragons.
Yeah, well, the end of the first season actually ends a dragon.
Yeah, it ends one of them and then starts the new dragons.
Yeah,
remember?
I was so mad when I saw the first episode, and I was like, "Oh, everything's over, cool." And then the king stepped down, and then there was like tons of dragons. Like shit just happens and happens and happens and happens and happens. They keep you on the edge of your seat the whole time,
while still maintaining a hilarious fucking everything. Like, everything in that show is hilarious. Like it's literally what you would see if you were to take a D&D campaign and put it to a theatrical presentation.
It's what we see in our heads when we're playing.
Yeah, with way less rules lawyering and arguing.
Probably.
If you take out the rules lawyering, that's what D&D would like. A D&D story would be between a group of friends.
I
That's
had a
just
blast
published.
every time I played.
What's up?
I had a blast every time I played D&D. I just I would imagine the party doing all the things that we were doing. This is what I wanted to see whenever I opened my eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's exactly what I wanted in a D&D story. Because it's not taking itself
overly seriously. It's not movie quality.
There's still tons of jokes, and very few times do they break. I mean, it stays true to the character. Anyway,
so where were we?
I'm not sure. I have a question for you.
What?
What is your favorite game that is not from Japan, or that is not a Japanese RPG?
Oh my god, are you serious? Like, all of my favorite games are Japanese RPGs. They're Japanese fighting games.
You can't make a fighting game or an RPG.
Oh my god.
It's okay. You can set a really hard one for me when you're done.
Come back to me.
No. There's no come back to me. It's your turn. Okay. What's the first one that comes to mind then?
Oh god, this is like, what do you mean first one that comes to mind?
You got to think of a game that fits that category, right? Well, what's the first one that comes to mind?
Oh, there's tons of them. There's all like Nocturne.
That's an RPG.
Oh, see, that's
all right. Here's one for you: WarioWare.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Did you ever play WarioWare?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like it, but I played it.
What? Dude, I love that game.
It's not bad. Oh god, like I'm even looking at my Steam library right now, and they're RPG, fighting game, RPG, fighting game, RPG. Like,
that's what I was tailor made for you. That was your question.
Oh god,
which one would be hard for me?
Oh, see, you play such an eclectic, random assortment of games, though. Like, I feel like you hop on whatever you feel is best for you.
Well, see, okay, here's the best part. You know the best way to get me? What is mainstream?
Oh.
And because I've never played it. Whatever it is, it's something I've never played.
Well, you played Cyberpunk for
yeah, but how late was I?
Oh, yeah. We were super duper ultra mega late.
Like, I just got Cyberpunk a couple of,
months ago?
Yeah. And it's 2023.
Yeah, like, seriously, even, I'm even looking at, like, you know what? I don't have one.
You don't have one. You know what? I declare I won't answer.
I'm serious. I don't have one. Like, I mean, like, you know what? Sonic 2.
There you go. That's a good one.
How long did I have to think about that, though?
That was a while.
It's a depressing length of time.
I love the Sonic games, dude. I played, and I will still play. I actually just got a Dreamcast, and I am going to play Sonic Adventure again. And people claim it is the most atrocious game ever, and they're probably right. And I still love it.
At one point, I held a record for Sonic 2 for speedrunning.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. Long time ago, like before Speed Demos Archive.
So I think we need to have, we need to get online And we need to find which games have the lowest titles, the lowest numbers that no one feels like playing.
Superman 64.
Oh, fuck you! That game is so bad. That is the worst game in
You know what?
history.
There's a game that is just as equally bad.
What?
Sonic 06.
Oh god, dude, gross. Terrible core memory just unlocked.
Oh, yeah, that is Sonic 06. For those of you who didn't play it, it featured Sonic falling in love with a humanoid girl, so that was weird. It was weird, it was out of place, and it was very, I don't know.
Nobody
weird.
asked for that. Like,
yeah,
nobody wanted that.
It was unnecessary. And then on top of that, you had this. The game controls were super buggy. Like, the camera angles were super weird. The gameplay was just terrible. The story was just terrible. Like, it was just a bad game. Like, even in the speedrunning community where they're like, yeah, let's glitch the crap out of this game, it's more popular to speedrun that game than it is to actually play the game.
That's funny.
And that game is terrible. Oh, it's so terrible. And they've never fixed it. Like,
Batman
it was on
Returns for Game Boy.
Okay, that was pretty bad.
That was my worst ever. I think probably my worst experience playing a video game.
A lot of ports like that were terrible, though. Like, the Game Boy Advance games were, like, if they were ports or movies games, like, back in the day, you could just pick a movie game or anything made by Marvel with, like, 2 exceptions. Like, the Spawn game for the Super Nintendo was awesome.
It was amazing.
It was hard and it was unfair, but it was good.
Well, I mean,
And
that kind of reflects the story.
Yeah, and Maximum Carnage, which
Maximum Carnage.
it was a beat 'em up side scroller that featured Spider-Man and Venom
Yep, I
working
fucking
together
love that
to
game.
stop Carnage.
I have a copy of that game.
Yeah, that game is awesome, and it was one of the only ones that was printed in red.
Yep. It was so cool seeing it on your shelf or whatever. It was so cool because I had all my games like displayed because I was a fucking dweeb.
Dude, I'm the same way. I keep like.
Well, now it's like a collection you can be proud of, but as a kid, it was just to be a kid where I grew up and have an obsession with video games meant that was all you were.
Oh yeah, you were a nerd.
Yeah, nothing else. That was it. It was over. Your destiny is set. So I didn't care because I didn't have much, and we had a Super Nintendo.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I remember my grandmother sitting in line to get me a Game Boy Color. And I think it was like see-through purple. And she was like, it was the only color. I was like, I don't care what fucking color it is. It was
Dude.
on sale. It was cheaper, but it was like, that's all I wanted.
Everybody, when I was a kid, everybody else but me had a color, or the Pocket, the
I didn't
Game Boy
have the
Pocket.
Advance.
I
didn't have
had
the Advance.
I had the original brick 4 battery, big ass monochrome.
Meant to fucking last. That motherfucker was built for time.
Bruh, you could beat somebody to death with this thing and like still use it as a gaming console. Like, but yeah, that thing was like a cinder block in your hand. And I still had mine and my original copy of Pokemon Blue.
Man, I have a copy of Pokemon Yellow I got from that convention.
Yeah.
I was super excited about that. I can't wait to play that again.
You know, it's really funny. You know, you can actually import old Pokemon into the new games now.
Yeah, I thought there was a way to do that, but I thought it ended.
You have to get the virtual console versions, and
Right.
then you can Pokebank them.
Man. I wish.
But that only goes to the 3DS. I don't know if Pokebank's on the Switch yet.
Man, you know how cool that would be to
What?
drag one Pokemon through all the games.
I mean, I can imagine your Charizard saying, "You don't have enough badges to control me, bitch."
Yeah, right. But I
Just
mean,
saying.
if you take him into the next and you just carry him and you don't have to use him for whatever reason until you're able to control him, either way you still drug him through all of the games.
Yeah.
Here's a really stupid question. At what point does that gain sentience?
That's weird.
It's a dumb question.
That's a weird thought, though. That's a long, weird process because there is a way to do it.
To drag one through all of it.
A Gen 1 Pokemon, you could take a Gen 1 Pokemon and drag them all the way through each game. Because you got to remember, the Game Boy Advanced, that was backwards compatible with Game Boy games.
Yep.
So you could
do it.
Yeah, you totally could. Well, like Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red were Gen 1 anyway. They just had Gen 3 mechanics. So that's a thing.
I think I know what we're going to do. I think we're going to get online and we're going to use whatever proper means it takes for us to do this. And we're going to drag a Gen 1. Who would we drag through all of this?
A Butterfree.
A Butterfree. Butterfrees are hardcore.
Yeah. So, if that's not the other option, a Vaporeon.
No, I refuse. For 1,000 reasons.
Really? Vaporeon and Blastoise are my two favorite Pokemon.
Do me a favor. Do you have your Scrolls device next to you?
I do.
Go look up Vaporeon. Safe filter off.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's why. You're there, aren't you?
I mean...
Are you fucking embarrassed to be a person yet?
I literally Googled the words safe filter off.
Oh, you're so broken right now. What's wrong with you?
You know, actually, oh no, mine doesn't have explicit content filtered. Yeah, nope, not seeing the problem here.
You're not seeing all the bestiality porn of her.
Oh,
no, it's a thing. No, it's a thing. It's a real thing.
No, I know it's a real thing
because of iFunny and their impetuance.
Well, I'm gonna have to take your word for it because I really don't want to expose myself to this.
It's okay. You should just take my word for it.
10-4.
Because it's pretty dark. It's kind of crazy. Like they've even made comics about it where they're like talking to a Vaporeon, and she was like, "Oh, am I popular? Why is everybody talking to me so much?" And then somebody hands them a phone, and it's the Google. Why is this? Oh, you were Googling me? Oh. It's gotten bad. The internet is a dark place.
Yep, there it goes.
So you found it?
Well, can't
unsee that. Oh yeah, and there's all kinds of like they're trying to like legitimize it to where it's like, oh well, this is why it would work so well. I didn't ask. Nobody asked.
So for those of you who are listening right now, don't do it to yourself.
Don't do it.
It's like blue waffle levels of bad.
It's not hot. It's gross. And if you find it hot, don't tell anyone you think it's hot.
Because we're not going to listen.
No. And they're not going to let up on you after that either.
Yeah.
Well, tonight has been fun. I like doing this.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do some of these more and kind of release them intermittently.
Oh yeah.
I had a lot of fun when we did the end of the year episode, kind of like this. So I think we're gonna keep this thing going.
10-4.
Well, it's been a good night.
You
I
don't have to go
appreciate.
home, but you don't. Have to you can't stay here.
No, but if you're not home, I hope you make it home safely. And if you are home, good for you.
With your being at home and your safeness.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great night. This has been the Bard,
And the rogue.
and this has been the Tavern. And we hope to see you next time.
Yeah.
You don't have to go, but you can't stay here.